The Mavericks 6 and 7. And before the tip-off, officials making sure everybody lined up correctly. A lot of eagerness and anticipation ahead of this rivalry game. Pope for the Bobcats, Whites for the Mavericks, or Ware for the Mavericks, and the tip is won by Texas State.
You know, Brant, this is a great rivalry. As you mentioned, used to be in the same conference. Both have went different ways over the last few seasons with all the alignment. But I'm really glad these two teams are still playing each other on an annual basis.
Meeting each other for a third straight time since UTA's departure for the Sun Belt. Shot clock down to 5 for Drennan. Tyler Pope from behind, blocked by Ware. And here comes UTA for the first time.
You know, Texas State will have to adjust to that length inside Ware's 6'10" from Villanova, really long. And you're going to have to see Tyler Pope adjust to that a little bit in the interior.
Good defense from Joshua Gar, knocks that ball out of bounds. UTA to inbound, plenty of time to operate the shot clock. First time possessing the ball here this afternoon. Burford out to Brody Robinson on the take, cut off by Gums. Now Ware the post. Shot clock to 6, draws a double team. Shot clock to 3, Seamster off the glass. The Mavericks strike first.
Yeah, really good work to the inside. UTA really wants to attack angles, get the ball in the paint, find some easy shots, or either kick it out for some threes.
And then a turnover on the other end, thrown away by Tyler Pope. And then Pope knocks away the pass. Looking for Burford was Seamster. UTA with the ball with an early 2-0 lead.
It's a very interesting matchup tonight between these two teams. Both of them have a lot of veteran players on them. Not a lot of freshmen, as we've talked about with Texas State. They have no true freshmen on the roster. You look at UTA, they have a couple guys, but their main solid rotation was built out of the transfer portal. A
brand new looking team this year, 11 newcomers for the Mavericks, only 2 returners. One of those newcomers, Rayshawn Seamster, fouled to the act of shooting. He'll go to the free throw line for a pair. Seamster, a first-year transfer out of Eastern Arizona.
He's one of the maverick players that really, again, can cause havoc in the paint. He likes to get downhill. You've seen early he's inside. He can take the contact, physical guy. Really has a strong motor inside, and Texas State's going to have to match that intensity and competitiveness.
A player to watch for the Mavericks, one of 3 players averaging double figures for UTA. Has all 4 points for the Mavericks here.
And Coach Turner for UTA uses these presses a lot just to sort of take some time off that shot clock, having to only guard in the half court for hopefully 15 to 18 seconds versus that full 30.
Tyler Pope against Ware. Bobcats on the board on the bucket from Tyler Pope. Back comes UTA. Seamster. Good ball movement out to a look for 3. That's Jaden Wells short on the 3. Back comes Texas State. Oh, nice pass to Ogardo. Cuts inside and ties the game.
Yeah, great transition offense there by Texas State. Like you said, Gums split it easy pass in to Ogardo. Now Texas State's got, again, trying to run off a transition.
Brody Robinson, short on a 3. Here comes Caden Gums from Texas State. That great pass moments ago. Second-year point guard has done wonders this year for the Bobcats.
Yeah, year 1 to year 2, you've just seen that development and understanding of the game, and he is so talented to go along with that.
Off the miss from Gums, here's Robinson for UTA. Gums knocks it away from Burford. Bobcats have numbers. Tyrone Morgan lays it in. Texas State on a 6-0 run.
Yeah, and all that is starting from great team defense for the Bobcats. They're getting turnovers on live ball situations and able to take advantage of it on the other end.
6-4, Bobcats on top. Here's Seamster. Blocked by Tyler Pope. What a defensive play by Pope. More solid Texas State defense on this end.
Yeah, really great job by Pope, blocking the ball at the highest point, having space between his body and Seamsters to not draw the foul. I mean, Pope has been unbelievable blocking shots in the last 2 to 3 games, has had multiple blocks.
Got 5 of the win over Georgia Southern last week.
You see another change in defenses here from Coach Turner, just trying to keep the Bobcats out of flow on the offensive end.
Drennan, that's a 3. 9-0 run, Texas State. Everybody getting involved offensively now for the Bobcats, on top 9-4. Now Seamster backs down O'Garo, can't score. Gums for the Bobcats. And now Texas State sets up its half-court offense.
And you look there, Tyrell Morgan's got that touch. Back to that left hand and draws the foul, getting himself to the free throw line.
Found that mismatch against Robinson, takes advantage. And yes, heading to the stripe when we come back. Bobcats in the midst of a 9-0 run. They lead the Mavericks early here at home in San Marcos.
In that flow, moving the ball around, they can do a really great job of sharing the basketball. And so Texas State has come out and taken it away, making them play a lot of one-on-one ball.
First free throw good for Tyrell Morgan. Spoke earlier in the open about how he's become a double-double machine. 19 points, 10 rebounds in the conference opening win over Georgia Southern.
And the thing about Tyrell, it's nice, and this whole Bobcat team is they don't really care who scores. Again, they have 6 guys averaging double figures. They really share the ball, and no one's going to take it over unless they just get on fire.
UTA trying to snap a 10-0 scoring run by the Bobcats. Ware against Morgan. On the baseline. Ware spins, can't score. But the ball last touched by Texas State. It'll stay with the Mavericks.
Yeah, nice job there by Tyrell Morgan on Ware. He's given up about 3 or 4 inches on Ware. 6'10", transfer, played a couple of the Blue Bloods, Kentucky and Villanova. Morgan does a great job that last possession on the defensive end.
Ware going to work again. This time against Tyler Pope, and this time scores.
Yeah, he's a very versatile scorer.
A lot of move from the arsenal for Lance Ware. Ends that 10-0 scoring run from Texas State. 5 minutes gone by in a 10-6 game. Goes. Now the corner, Josh O'Garo. Shot clock to 7. Gums again. Shot clock to 3. Gums doesn't get the kind roll. Here's Wells on the take against Benson. Tapped up by Ware. Back-to-back buckets. It's a 2-point game.
Yeah, Ware's length is very difficult to deal with for the Cats. Pope was in front of him, but again, Wells, being 6'10", was able to go over the top and tap it in for the Mavericks.
Wingspan of close to 7 feet for Lance Ware. He's got the size, no doubt. Tyrell Morgan to Benson for a 3. And Ware chases down the rebound. Lost the dribble, taken away by Tyrell Morgan. Bobcats to the way, Gums in transition. Good look at a 3, wouldn't go down. Gums out to Benson, he'll fire away. And he's fouled in the act of shooting a 3-point shot. 3 free throws coming up for Texas State.
Yeah, really great ball movement by Texas State in transition. I mean, it's hard enough for the Mavericks to get back and match up, but the ferocity at which Texas State is attacking, driving the ball in, kicking out, and moving it around that extra pass is really tough to get there on a closeout, especially a shooter the quality of Benson.
Really feels like Colton Benson was an in-season acquisition for the Bobcats. Missed the first 8 games of the year with a knee injury. Bring him back into the lineup, and he has been lights out.
He really has. Again, he has his role is to shoot the basketball, and that's every team coming in against Texas State knows that. But if you watch him work off the ball, man, he changes speeds. He comes off screens. He is moving all the time, trying to get those open looks. And his teammates have done a great job finding him at the right time.
An excellent free throw shooter. Set a program record for free throw shooting a year ago. He's got one more coming up. As the Bobcats, speaking of acquisitions, Dylan Dawson, who has missed the last 9 games with a shoulder injury, into the game for the first time today, as Benson makes all 3 free throws.
And it's good to see Dylan Dawson back in. Again, he's had a great year last year, had an injury early in conference against Monroe, and then again had another one early this season. Getting him back in the lineup will give a little more arsenal to the offense for the Cats.
Deontay Smith all the way to the cup against Nate Deere and lays it in.
That's a great move by Smith, putting the ball on the deck and just taking Deere off the bounce.
Here's called Benson, matched up against Smith. On the drive, Benson fades, fires, can't hit. Here come the Mavericks, trailing by 3. Smith again, this time left side of the rim, and scores again.
Yeah, Smith is a one-man wrecking crew right now. He's a combo forward, and he is really able to put the ball on the deck. I'm a little surprised how he's getting to the rim. He's a little more known for his three-point shooting.
2 good drives for Deontay Smith, and back-to-back possessions makes this a 1-point game. Drennan in the paint himself. Tough shot. Defended well by Troy Hupstead, but Hupstead also with some contact. The Bobcats will march right back to the free throw line.
And that's been one of the things that Texas State has done a solid job of this year, is getting to the line. You know, you look at Tylen Pope, Tyrell Morgan in particular, and then you look Drennan, just using that experience he has, played for a long time, being able to get the guy up in the air and draw the foul.
The best free throw shooting team in the Sun Belt Conference is averaging more than 22 attempts per game. And when you're hitting at a 77% clip, that's a big part of your offense.
And this mixture of guys for the Bobcat is a little bit unique. Number one, you have Dawson coming back in the lineup from being out. And then you have a couple guys you've shifted down, Ogaro to a 4. You've got Nate Deere in the lineup. And so you see Coach TJ still trying to move some guys around. You know, you've taken a lot of your offense is sitting on the bench over there with Morgan, Pope, and Gums.
See, Mavericks head coach KT Turner, what a job he's done. The 10th coach in program history. Took over a year ago, won 20 games in his first season at UTA, sitting on 6 wins right now.
Yeah, unbelievable job. Brought in this year 11 transfers, has a couple freshmen. And again, last year coming off a big upset win in the quarterfinals of the WAC tournament and making the final game, ended up losing to Grand Canyon, but heck of a run for first year at UTA.
3rd turnover for the Mavericks. Meanwhile, the Bobcats have gone cold from the floor. Although they are getting to the free throw line, they haven't made a basket in more than 4 minutes. The 8 minutes gone by in this game. Bobcats clinging to a 2-point lead. Here's Drennan. Into the paint. Drennan contested shot again. No call this time. Battle for the loose ball. Won by Ogaro. Shot clock winding down. And Robinson comes away with the rebound for the Mavericks, and he's fouled.
Yeah, you like the aggressiveness of Texas State on the offensive glass. Nate Deere is in there battling, trying to get extra possessions.
Timeout on the floor. Rivalry game taking center stage today in San Marcos. It's the Bobcats on top by 2 over the Mavericks here at Strand Arena.
Bench, and you know, right now you see back in Tyrell Morgan, Tylen Pope, some of the starters in there, and just didn't have a lot of the interior presence they have when you have the guys like Pope and Morgan at the 4 and 5.
So UTA with the basketball, trailing by 2, looking to pick up their 2nd road win of the year. Only other road victory came against the Sun Belt opponent, ULM. The Mavericks have played 3 Sun Belt opponents already as they revisit their rivalries within the conference. Robinson against Tyler Pope, and he dribbled it out of bounds.
Yeah, really good defense there by Pope. That's a really tough cover for him. A big on the point guard, moving his feet, staying in front of him. Ended up, Robinson stepped on the end line, and it ultimately is a turnover for the Mavericks.
UTA back to that zone trap. Drennan right now at point guard for the Bobcats. Good spin move. Pass deflected by Brandon Talbot. Here comes UTA the other way. Hupstead, and he's fouled. A lot of contacts on that shot. Free throws coming up for UTA.
Yeah, and that UTA, that is sort of the stimulus for their offense. They've done a nice job on the defensive end this year. Again, a lot of ball pressures you saw up on Drew Drennan when he was handling the basketball, very physical. Then they end up getting turnovers off of passes and then blow it back at the team and able to get some easy shots.
Troy Hupstead, senior out of Mount Vernon, New York. One of those offseason acquisitions for the Mavericks from Maryland Eastern Shore out of the MEAC, where he was the conference's Defensive Player of the Year. Coach KT Turner, after that 20-win campaign a year ago, had to lock and reload his roster.
Yeah, he did, and he did looks like a great job. He's got a lot of size. He's got guys that are very versatile that can step in and play outside, and he's got some depth. Got 2 guys that are returning that have been with the program, Talbot and Douglas, and the nucleus seems like it's coming together at the right time as they get ready to lead into WAC play.
Here's Drennan. Now Dylan Dawson. Good ball movement here by Texas State with the shot clock winding down. Drennan on the take, goes all the way and scores.
Really great take there by Drew Drennan, hanging in the air, taking the contact, being able to drop it nice and soft off the top of the square.
Wells the way, that shot blocks. More good defense from Texas State. Drennan to Pope, drives and finishes. Defense leading the offense, a block on one end, a dunk on the other. 4-point Texas State lead halfway through the first half. Burford, good looking shot there for UTA.
Yeah, pretty good defense there by Colton Benson, and again, nice job, bodied him up, and just a heck of a shot.
So the Bobcats score in transition. Look at the score on the half court now. Nice pass to Poe, but he lost it. Bobcat turnover, Mavericks the other way. Brandon Talbot to Deontay Smith. Step back 3, got it.
Yeah, really great transition offense by the Mavericks. They gave it, they had, as we'd say, and one more, gave that extra pass there to Smith, and he drains it.
Pope again going airborne, looking for a flush.
On the other.
The type of game you expect in a rivalry matchup between the Bobcats and Mavericks.
Absolutely.
Kind roll for Tyler Pope, who has 5 points now on that make. Scored 23 in the Sun Belt opener against Georgia Southern. He and Tyro Morgan combined for 42 points, 15 boards, 7 blocks to win. They have made for quite the 1-2 punch.
They have, Brant. Those 2 guys inside, they're both physical, they're both tough, they're competitors, and it's fun watching them play. When you watch them in the interior, both those guys have multiple ways. I wouldn't say Pope, I would say he's your traditional 3-point shooter, but he's hit a couple. You know, Morgan, again, can just beat you in so many ways.
Bobcats seesaw back in front on Pope's 2 free throws. On top, 20-19, Morgan a near theft. Battling with Seamster. But the ball is going to stay with the Mavericks.
Yeah, and you see that competitiveness we talked about early from Tyrell Morgan. Everything is a battle, every possession. It's not just certain ones. He really gets after it every time he's on the floor. Great job defensively by Caden Gums there to stay in front of Burford.
Now Talbot with a 3, shot clock winding down. Here's Gums for Texas State. Mavericks, good job getting back on defense. Benson cut off of the baseline by Ware. And then throws it into the backcourt. Over and back, Texas State, a Bobcat turnover. That is their 4th. And here come the Mavericks trailing by 1.
Yeah, I think Texas State was looking for a deflection from the angle. We were really close to it here, Brand. I didn't see a lot, and I see where the officials could call that backcourt. It was hard to tell.
I saw some really good UTA defense as well. That
Absolutely.
was a great trap against Benson.
Very good.
Seamster against Morgan. With a loose ball, here's Caden Gums for Texas State. Gums all the way with the left hand. And a foul on the rebound will be called against the Mavericks.
Yeah, great job, Josh O'Garo. He's done an unbelievable job rebounding this season. You know, he's not the biggest guy, Brant. He's not, you know, all beefed up, but he is slender and athletic, and he can get to balls. And that one right there, he really went aggressively after it, trying to tip it in. And they got Talbot trying to block him out on the foul.
First free throw good for Josh O'Garo. Player that began his career at Oklahoma, that transferred to San Jose State, then a year at JUCO at Colby Community College. Another stop a year ago here at St. Marcus, now in year 2 with Texas State. Makes both free throws for a 3-point lead. Contested inbounds pass knocked away by Tyro Morgan. And some full court pressure now coming from Texas State.
Yeah, you see Coach Johnson is doing the same thing that Coach Turner is, trying to change the flow up, not letting a team get comfortable on the offensive end. Both coaches do it similarly, throwing the press out there, trying to be a little more disruptive, making guys think about it a little bit.
Deontay Smith able to trigger it in to Wells.
You know, I know Coach Johnson for the Bobcats has to be excited about getting Dylan Dawson back in the lineup there with that rebound, as he provides, you know, an extra guy who can really guard on the perimeter.
Off the turnover, here's Ware. Pass knocked away by Basanti Sarugba. And the Bobcats get it right back. Gums operates off the screen. Morgan with a touch pass to Sarugba. Good defense from Ware. Gums again. Shot clock under 10. Here is O'Garo off the window. Foul called against Texas State. And it comes with 7:17 to go in the first half. It's been fun and competitive so far, and it's been tight. Bobcats on top of the Mavericks by 3. Here's St. Marcus.
Prevents a lot of challenges matchup-wise, especially with his length.
Mavericks the basketball, trailing by 3 as we approach 7 minutes to go in the first half. Here's Wells for UTA. Matched up against the returning Dylan Dawson. Takes him off the dribble with a shot swatted away by Tyrell Morgan. Now Dawson off the screen. Hits a 3. Welcome back, Dylan Dawson.
Yeah, and that is such an added bonus for the Bobcats, having him back and available. Not only does he help on the defensive end, but he can fill it up from deep.
6-point lead matches the largest for the Bobcats in the half. Here's Ware against Sarugba, battling at the post. Can't score. Rebound Josh O'Garo. Bobcats in transition. O'Garo all the way from behind Ware with a block of his own. Good defense from Magaro against Talbot. Gives it away to Ware. Going to work again. Shovels it out to Wells. Shot clock down to 6. Contested 3. Tough shot there. Good defense from Caden Gums. Tyrell Morgan, he goes all the way off the window and scores, and a chance for 3 points.
Yeah, unbelievable. Again, the versatility of Tyrell Morgan is off the charts. He's a guy who gets a big rebound down there, goes 94 feet like a guard, gets to the rim, handles the contact with that physicality, and is able to finish. Again, you can't put a price tag on that.
Our player to watch coming into the game, very versatile player, as Suzanne said, on both ends of the floor. And out of the free throw line, and a chance to complete a 3-point play.
You know, but all these runs that Texas State is having and getting to the line, all are coming from their defense. Their defense has been phenomenal so far this first half. Caden Gums did an outstanding job that last possession on Jaden Wells. He is a beast to guard from the perimeter. He's got the quicks. He knows how to score. And Gums did a fantastic job on him.
10-0 run for the Bobcats, whose second 10-0 run of the half. Deontay Smith on the switch, picked up by Sarugba. And a foul called against Texas State.
Really great drive there by Smith. Deontay, he's tough. I mean, he went back and forth over 2 or 3 screens. Texas State switched him, but again, just a step behind, he can get by, get that angle to the basket, and draw the foul.
We talk a lot about these basketball journeys, jumping from one program to another. This, again, the era of the transfer portal. Reference the journey for Lance Ware, for Josh Ogaro, Deontay Smith, one of his own, at his 4th program here at UTA, spending time at Nichols last year. Before that, South Alabama in the Sun Belts and TCU.
And I think that's going to be more and more common, you know, with the transfer portal. They don't have to sit out for a year like they used to have to go when they transferred and sit out for a season in men and women's basketball and football and baseball. And now they don't. They're immediately eligible. And then, you know, with the NIL and the collectives, it's going to be a little bit of a, like the pro leagues, as you would say, you're going to need a general manager to manage that roster and who you're going to pay and who you're not going to pay.
Morgan fades and hits. Tyrell Morgan heating up. He has 8, and the Bobcats have a 9-point lead. And then he knocks away the pass. Morgan doing it on both ends here this afternoon. Morgan to Ogaro. And Gums saves it into Deontay Smith as he goes crashing into the seats. Mavericks the other way, and then a foul called against Texas State with Jackson Ellingsworth driving inside.
Side note, Brant and I almost got involved in the action there with Caden Gums. He was just right beside us.
Gums appears to be okay.
Yeah. He ran through 2 chairs, and again, both teams are just playing their tails off today.
Gums will come off the floor here, though, as Drew Drinnen's back in. Tyrell Morgan also off the floor. Austin Green and Tyler Pope back into the game. One more free throw for Jackson Ellingsworth. Goes 1 of 2. Rebound saved by Drinnen. Here's Tyler Pope in the lane. Foul against UTA. And the Bobcats will go right back to the free throw line.
Yeah, Pope is so difficult to defend. Gets the ball at the free throw line, right in the middle. He can go either direction, and it's just a tough one-on-one cover.
And again, something the Bobcats have done very well all year long, doing well again today is getting to the foul line. Attempts 13 and 14 coming up.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that, again, can separate. You know, you want to be able to hit shots, but, again, if you're not hitting, getting to the line, again, gets the other team in foul trouble, gets you, when I say an easy look, it should be an easy look. No one's guarding you. It's a 15-foot free throw, and, you know, being able to make those.
And Pope does make his free throws. Tyler Pope's got 8. Talbot Tyro Morgan with the team lead. 10-point lead, Texas State, their largest. Robinson looking for Ware. Pass was tipped. Ellingsworth inside. He's fouled by Austin Green.
Yeah, good job there by Ellingsworth finding that angle. Green was just a half-second late to step down and cut off to the bucket, drew the foul. You know, and Ellingsworth is another one of those players Coach Turner found. Again, that's been to multiple places. Started East Carolina, came from Gulf Coast State College, transferred over, and again, has found some really good pieces for this Maverick program.
First free throw makes it a 9-point game. I believe you joked with the officiating crew before the game about how this would play out today, and you said, just call a bunch of fouls, we'll be fine. And well, here we are now. Both teams are finding their way to the free throw line.
And they are, and both teams, that's part of their DNA. They, you know, when you look at the teams as a whole, I would say UTA is more of a three-point shooting team when you look at the stats, but they want to get to the free throw line. They want to be physical. They want to guard. Texas State on the other side can shoot the three, but is really more getting the ball in the paint. But both of them would like to get to the free throw line.
Well, guess what? Tyler Pope's doing that again when we come back. 3:51 to go in the first half. It's Texas State 32, UTA 24. You're watching college basketball.
Game, 3-point attempts makes per game. And, you know, right now they've only shot, they're 1 of 6 from the 3-point line. That was a telltale sign for them when they played Liberty, the same thing. Shot the ball really poor. They were 2 of 20. Ultimately, they lost the basketball game. So I think right now that's been the most impressive thing for me for the Bobcats.
With that free throw, Tyler Pope, the first player today into double figures. He has 10. Back out to a 10-point Texas State lead. Ware against Tyler Pope. Backs him down. Ball knocked away by Green, who's called for the reach-in foul. That is a 19th foul against Texas State. Leads to 1-1 here for the Mavericks.
Yeah, Pope had done a great job moving his feet, staying in front of Ware, not giving him an angle to the bucket. And it's so hard for players. Again, you just see the ball there, not to come down on it. And he gets called for the foul.
Misses the front end. Bobcats with the basketball on top, 34-24.
See right here, the Mavericks got a little bit of zone action here. Again, trying to make Texas State think a little bit, not have paralysis by analysis, they say. And again, Colton Benson is always locked and loaded and ready to shoot it out there.
Tyler Pope against Ware, goes window. Ware with the rebound and fouled in the backcourt by Tyler Pope.
Yeah, Pope, you can tell, a little frustrated, had a great look there, just a little too soft off the top of the square. Fell short and got caught again with a foul on the arm there of Ware, putting him back to the free throw line.
For the year, Ware, a 77% free throw shooter. See Caden Gums back into the game. Looks to be okay after his spill into the seats earlier. And Ware splits the 2 free throws. Nine-point game, 3 minutes to go in the first half. O'Gara against a zone trapping defense right now for UTA. Shot clock down to 10. Benson calling for a screen, shoots off the screen, and the rebound chased down by Austin Green. Back to O'Garo, and then a kick ball called against Deontay Smith.
Yeah, great hustle there by Austin Green to go battle for that 50-50 ball in the corner. Again, that's some of that toughness that Coach Johnson wants to see from this Bobcat men's team.
Benson, back to Sarugba. Now Green, shot clock under 10. Green met by a double team. Shot clock to 5, O'Garo. And on the rebound, a foul. They're going to call this against UTA.
Yeah, they're going to get Ellingsworth. He didn't turn around and block out against, I think it was Austin Green. Turned around and just sort of shoved him, trying to keep him from getting the offensive rebound. And again, that's the ability that Coach Johnson has to continue to rotate in big guys where they're fresh and they're aggressive and able to attack the glass. Puts pressure on that team on the defensive end.
Spoke at length about how well the Bobcats have done getting to the foul line. They're on pace to shoot about 40 free throws today. So far, 15 of 17 from the line for Texas State.
Yeah, two good free throws there by Green. Again, in the lineup, him and Sarugba. We have not mentioned Christian Turner is out of the lineup again today due to injury. And so those guys are getting extended minutes, and they're really, again, being productive for Coach Johnson.
Here's Ware for UTA. Now Deontay Smith. Another foul, this time against Josh O'Garo in Texas State.
And you can see both these teams, man, I love the way they're playing, Brant. I mean, they are turning the corner, dropping that shoulder, drawing the contact. They're not, these are not two teams that just want to fade away. And, these are, in my day, old school. Charles Barkley, they want to be smash mouth basketball. And it's sort of fun watching these guys battle it out.
Been a physical first half, no doubt.
Definitely has been.
Deontay Smith leading the way for the Mavericks. He has 11. Lead down to 9, 2 minutes to go in the first half.
Texas State has done a nice job against the press. Hadn't turned it over, but now they've got to get in offense.
That's getting into your offense right there with Benson stepping into a 3.
Yeah, and you got to love Benson. He definitely has that shooter's mentality. He's, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. He's going to continue to fire away because he can really just shoot the basketball.
Robinson on the baseline. Knocked out of bounds by Caden Gums. With 15 seconds on the shot clock. Into Ware. Backs down Sarugba, fading to his left and scores.
Really nice shot there by Ware. I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do against that. Did a nice job setting up Sarugba, took him to the middle, went back to the baseline, and just that nice soft touch off the glass. You can just see that experience coming through.
O'Garo to Benson. Benson steps into a jumper. This one, no good. Here comes Robinson and UTA. Up ahead to Burford. Foul against Colton Benson will put the Mavericks in the free throw line.
That's a tough call there for Benson. I thought he did a pretty good job of moving his feet, cutting off the baseline, putting his chest up, walling up Burford, but the officials saw differently, and again, he had a much better view than I did here table side. Regardless, Burford's on the free throw line.
Darius Burford making his 9th straight start of the season here this afternoon. In his first year at UTA, before that 2 years at Illinois State. One more foul shot coming up. As Dylan Dawson re-enters the game. One more free throw here for Burford. Bobcats break the zone press. Could be their final possession here the first half. Dawson left open for three. Off target, Ellingsworth the rebound. Robinson, nice pass to Deontay Smith. On the feed from Brody Robinson. Mavericks back in the zone press. Here's Dawson. Down to the final 7 seconds. Tyrell Morgan puts it up, can't score, and that's how the half is going to end. So a physical first half between the Bobcats and Mavericks. Sees Texas State take a 39-32 lead into the halftime locker rooms. Halftime coverage coming up here on ESPN+.
Jaden Wells has been able to get to his spots, and so, the stars are, both teams are really showing up tonight.
Now we start the second half with the Bobcats on top by 7. When they lead at the half this year, they are 6-1, dating back to last year 20-4 when they lead out the break. Here's Ware. Going to hand it off to Seamster. In the paint against Morgan. Now Burford. Off the window, no. Seamster the rebound, yes, and a foul.
That was a beast move there by Seamster. I mean, Tyrell Morgan was in front of him, had a little contact on the block out, but Seamster just went and got the basketball and was able to finish drawing the foul on Tyrell Morgan.
Goes back to the physicality of the game that we highlighted in the first half. Very physical play there by Seamster.
Yeah, and both these teams, that's their veteran mentality. Both teams, they understand. They have guys that have played multiple stops at the Division I level, and they understand it's going to be physical. They're going to have to step up to the line and just show that toughness and compete every play. And both these teams have done that thus far.
Off the three-point play, this is a 4-point game. Bobcats have led by as many as a dozen. Mavericks haven't led since it was 4-2. Tyrell Morgan. Out to Caden Gums. Nice bounce pass to Pope, who drives inside and scores.
Yeah, really great execution there on the pick and roll by Texas State, getting Pope a tremendous easy look at the basket.
Here's Robinson with a drop step off the window, and he's fouled by Drew Drennan.
Robinson, he's really that floor general for the Mavericks. He's what I call a motored up point guard. He's tough, he's gritty, he's a facilitator for him. He may not be the top scorer, but he's getting the guys in the right spot when he picks and chooses, drives, as we saw that last possession, and can get himself to the line.
An assist machine, led the nation in assists a year ago at the JUCO level at Garden City Community College. Good on both free throws. Lead back down to 4, 41-37. Here's Morgan matched up against Seamster. Now to Caden Gums, shot clock to 10. Gums on the drive, fade away off the window, no good. Here comes UTA. Down by 4, Robinson lost the handle, able to save it. Gets it back from Ware. Alley-oop to Ware, and the finish.
Great execution by the Mavericks on that set. Texas State got out of rotation a little late and ended up giving the throwdown.
Lead down to 2. Gums with a floater. In and out. Rebound Ware. Throws it away to Tyrone Morgan. Morgan against Ware and scores.
Yeah, Gums is struggling a little bit tonight from the floor. 0 of 6, not typical for Caden. He's gotten some looks at the rim, but you've got to give your hats off to UTA. They have been very physical at the rim.
Wells a catch and shoot 3. Gums matched up against Burford. Now Ogaro. Shot clock under 10. Morgan to the post. Good ball movement. Leads to a corner 3. Morgan offensive rebound and the stick back.
Man, that's just a man's game in there. Morgan just got physical, was able to secure that offensive rebound and get the bucket.
Bobcats have stretched the lead back out to 6. Gums poked it away from Robinson, who gets it back. Burford into Seamster, left it short.
Really good collapsing defense there by the Bobcats.
Morgan a good look at a 3. That shot no good. Here come the Mavericks. Ware around Morgan and airmails that pass, but a foul called against Tyrone Morgan.
And that's a big one for Texas State. That's Tyrone Morgan's 3rd foul. You know, we're not even to the first 4 minutes into the second half, and he may have to come sit for a little bit, and that's definitely going to hurt a little bit of the offensive efficiency and defense for Texas State.
Both Morgan and Tomlin Pope with 3 personal fouls both go to the bench now. As a result, the Bobcats have to go smaller here as Dawson takes his place. Inbound to Burford. Burford foul to the active shooting. Free throws coming up for the Mavericks. A chance to cut into the 6-point lead.
You know, you're in the second half. Texas State already has 4 team fouls. The Mavericks have none. Texas State has got to do a better job on the defensive end to defend without fouling. You know, a couple of them were sort of questionable, but again, ultimately the officials blew the whistle. They've got to adjust.
Mavericks averaging more than 20 free throw attempts per game. They are 17 of 21 for the line here today. Second for Burford. Here come the Bobcats on top by 5, 45-40 in this rivalry matchup. In the corner, Dawson. Now it's Ogaro on the drive. A lot of contacts. And a foul called here against UTA.
A great drive there by Ogaro, seeing that gap on the ball moving around, was able to get to the rim and draw the foul.
It feels like both teams are hunting for contact right now.
Yeah, they're
get the ball into the paint and create some contact.
They definitely are. Both teams are looking to try to put the ball, as you mentioned, on the deck to get in there, and if you can get to the rim, get to the rim. I really think Robinson, I've noticed a difference in his speed for UTA in this second half, a lot more attack-minded, which is opening up other guys he can pitch to.
Both free throws good for Ogaro. And the lead out to 7. Deontay Smith back into the game for UTA. He's got a team-high 13 points. Here's Robinson. Now Smith against Ogaro. Poked it a bounce by Ogaro. Stays with UTA.
Yeah, Smith has been a really great-looking player for the Mavericks. I mean, he scored multiple ways, super athletic. coming into it, I expected to see a lot more three-point attempts. Texas State has done a great job of guarding the arc, which is then creates some angles, as you see, to be able to get to the rim, just like Burford did there against Ogaro. Everybody sort of protecting out on the line. It opens up some driving lanes for the Mavericks.
Good play out of the timeout for UTA. Mavericks cut the lead to 5. Bobcats the ball leading 47-42. A team looking to pick up its 7th win over its last 8 games. They've been hot as of late. Here's Gums out to Dawson, steps into a 3. Rebound Lance Ware. Robinson against Ogaro, goes glass, tipped up by Burford and scores.
And Burford is everywhere. He's been played great today. You know, he's one of those guys who is really the driver guy, but has done a great job getting to the rim. And you see there on a tip in, gets to the rim. Texas State misses a box out and makes them pay.
Burford up to 8 points on the afternoon. Here's Gums now for Texas State, picked up by Deontay Smith. Drives around him into the corner. Drennan, no on the 3. Robinson on the rebound. Burford on the drive. Out to Deontay Smith. And Smith's going to drive. Cleans up his own miss. Able to tip it in. This is a 1-point game.
Yeah, Texas State on offense has got to get back to their blueprint, taking up perimeter three-point shots, and they're good. Great effort and a great way to start conference for the women.
Speaking of a run, the Mavericks on a run right now. A 6-0 run leading to a timeout. Bobcats trying to stop the bleeding. Tyrone Morgan to Dawson, and he's fouled in the lane. And the Bobcats will inbound it with a fresh shot clock. Foul against Burford, his first. Gums to Dawson. Can't hit the 3. And the ball last touched by Tyrone Morgan, out of bounds, and now UTA can play for its first lead since they were on top 19-18 with 9:30 to go in the first half.
Yeah, good possession there for UTA. Dylan Dawson got a good look, just short a little bit. Tyrone Morgan almost got an offensive rebound, but just outside his reach.
Here's Ware against Pope, and he stepped out of bounds.
You know, and right now, Texas State, they went back and brought in Tyrone Morgan and Dylan Pope, their interior starters, trying to get a little more offense from the inside. But again, both those guys have 3 fouls. It'll be interesting to see how long they're able to play before picking up that 4th.
Here's Benson against Robinson. Now Tyrone Morgan. Foul call here against UTA with Morgan to the act of shooting. He's going to go to the free throw line for 2.
And again, a good drive, nice ball movement, a little bit of that ball screen action on the top, right in that middle third. Really tough to guard. You can't get help from either side. If you do, it opens up a shooter, and ends up they get in there and dig and get the arm of Morgan, put him on the line, and he hits the first free throw.
Morgan now a team high 13 points. Preseason 3rd team All Sunbelt Conference selection. Good on both. Bobcats to his own trap of their own. Ware off the glass, that counts, and the foul.
I mean, unbelievable move, drive by Lance Ware. Did a great job going middle, spun back to the baseline, was able to get enough body of Pope to draw the foul and get an opportunity to make a 3-point play. You can tell Ware has played at that high level. Again, we mentioned Kentucky, Villanova. Did a great job setting up Pope and, again, getting to the rim after breaking the press.
It ties the game at 49. Ware reuniting with KT Turner. The two of them together at Kentucky. Now together here in Arlington. 49-49 under 13 minutes to go in the second half. Here's Benson. Now Dawson. Morgan from the baseline.
Great job sharing the basketball by the Bobcats, getting a nice uncontested shot. It's one of the trademarks this team has done this year, all year long, is share the ball.
Robinson into the corner to Burford. And Burford the floater. No. Rebound Ware. Back out to Burford. Benson falls down. Ware inside, flips it in, and we're tied again.
Yeah, smart play there by Tyrell Morgan, not trying to go up to block it and draw his fourth foul. They need him in the ball game, but great ball movement by the Mavericks, getting the easy layup for Ware.
Now Morgan, the fadeaway, and he got it. Showing off his arsenal again. Morgan back-to-back jumpers. Deontay Smith off the glass, ties the game again.
Yeah, Smith has played well today. Again, the same action Texas State had at that end a few possessions ago. Came back UTA again, right in that middle third, post-to-post screen, and just makes the matchups really difficult.
Gums matched up against Talbot, post up, Tyrell Morgan off the pump fake. Scores again. Bobcats back on top.
Yeah, great patience there by Caden Gums. Looking at that mismatch, you've got Robinson, as you mentioned, on Morgan, was patient, gave Morgan time to work, get his angle, and ultimately gets an easy layup.
55-53, entertaining back and forth game. Both teams hitting their shots.
See, Coach TJ has gone to a little bit of zone action. Mavericks were sort of exploiting some matchups against the man. And again, there's nothing Morgan can do unless he wants to draw that fourth foul. Smith is just a beast. He's been driving, getting to the rim at will.
And he's in beast mode right now, up to 19 points. Tyrell Morgan has 20 for Texas State. Those two going back and forth. Gums off the screen. Out to Tyrell Morgan. Draws a blocking foul. And that'll lead to a timeout on the floor. How about this game today? Hitting the halfway point of the second half, we are deadlocked at 55. You're watching college basketball on ESPN Plus from Strand Arena. We're back after this.
A war out there, both these teams, talented, and a big three by Colton Benson out of the timeout. Great execution by Texas State.
Second three of the game for Benson. Bobcats back on top. Bobcats in the zone trap. UTA running out of time, just get it across half court. Here's Deontay Smith. He's been hot for the Mavericks. Smith works it back out to Talbot. Shot clock to 6. Ware. Back to Talbot for the game-tying three.
It's a huge three by Talbot. Great two-man game between Ware and him. And again, you can tell that experience. Talbot, again, hit a big three. If you're a Maverick fan, last year in the conference tournament to get themselves to the championship game against the Grand Canyon. And hit another one right there to tie the ball game back up.
Foul called here against UTA. For the Mavericks, their 15 fouls. The Bobcats not in the bonus yet. Tyrell Morgan. Step back for Morgan. That one no good. A rare miss for him. Morgan 8 of 11 from the floor today. And now the Mavericks a chance to play for the lead.
You know, and right now a lot of pressure on Sarugba right here, having to step in, guard Ware one-on-one.
Talbot, corner three. No. Ware, rebound, put back, dunk, yes.
Yeah, and again, that's just the experience of Ware. I mean, he is such a nightmare to try to guard in there in the paint. Rugba has had limited playing time this year for Texas State. He's got to step up big this last 8 minutes.
Here's Gums. Floaters up, ties the game at 60. First made field goal of the day for Caden Gums. Deontay Smith, and one.
Yeah, right now Texas State has some matchup challenges for them. They're struggling to get a matchup against Ware and Smith. Both those guys have just been in the paint, dominating. And you see right now, Coach Johnson is bringing in Nate Deere, a little bigger guy, to hopefully deal with Ware. Not as tall as Sarugba, but has a little more physicality to him.
Meanwhile, if you're the Bobcats, you've got to find an answer for Deontay Smith right now. He's been unbelievable.
He has been. He's played a heck of a ball game. And again, really, Texas State has struggled to keep him out of the paint. I mean, he's put the ball on the deck, and he's bigger than Ogaro. And again, Tyrell Morgan is maybe the best matchup against him, but he hasn't been on him that much. So again, a lot of the switching things that happen in the half court for the offense. I mean, for the Texas State defense, rather.
2-point Maverick lead. Here's Trenton. Now Morgan matched up against Robinson. Draws a double team. Swing it to Benson for three. No. Rebound Nate Deere. Back up, and he's fouled.
Yeah, great move by Deere. You know, role player comes off the bench. Great job. That's a huge offensive rebound for him.
The Bobcats have free throws coming when we come back. Mavericks a slim 2-point.
Big plays. Tylen Pope for Texas State. And so both teams have got to have some secondary scorers really step up.
Nate Deere at the free throw line coming out of the timeouts. One more coming up, but a chance to tie the game. We've had 9 ties and 4 lead changes so far. Tied for a 10th time.
You know, when you look here, they've got their resting Ware on the bench, which may give Texas State an opportunity to do a little damage inside. Tylen Pope for the Bobcats is still sitting on the bench with 4 fouls.
Neither Ware or Deontay Smith on the floor right now for UTA. Shot clock out of 5. Hupstead down the lane, off the glass, and he's fouled by Nate Deere.
Yeah, and that's a tough matchup for Deere. You've got Humstead taking him out to the three-point line, a big trying to guard in space. And again, UTA has done a really good job of finding the mismatch they can on the offensive end and trying to take advantage of it.
If you're the Bobcats, this is an important stretch right now. As Hupstead goes to the free throw line, how do the Bobcats take advantage with both Smith and Ware on the bench right now for UTA?
You know, I think on the defensive end, you've got to try to keep Deere guarding the interior guy as much as you can and not get him switched up on a perimeter guy. But on the offensive end, you would hope with Morgan and Ogaro in there, along with Drennan and Gums, those guys could produce some buckets, you know, with mismatches themselves that they present for the Mavericks.
Both free throws good. Back out to a 2-point Maverick lead as we approach 7 minutes to go in the game. Here's Drennan on the switch, picked up by Hupstead. Shot clock to 10. Gums lost the dribble. Now Tyrell Morgan, shot clock to 5. Morgan. Step back, contested jumper.
Yeah, great job by Nate Deere trying to pursue the rebound on the offensive end. Gets the foul with the hold. I think they're going to get Humstead for that. And it's going to put Deere back on the free throw line. Deere is a big guy. He's broad-shouldered. He eats up a lot of space in there. and he is difficult to keep off the glass just with his size and strength.
Junior out of Australia, just hit 2 free throws moments ago. And this the first of a 1-and-1. So big minutes here for Nate Deere. Playing in place of the foul-plagued Tylen Pope. Pope with 4 personals. Glued to the bench right now. 1 of 2. Rebound Hupstead. And the Mavericks maintain their lead on top 64-63.
Texas State a little courtesy pressure. And again, this is the switches you've got to try to eliminate. Big board there by Tyrell Morgan. That's a man rebound.
First time in a while the Bobcats have gotten a stop on defense. In the corner, O'Garo off on a 3. Morgan the putback. That doesn't go. Rebound Seamster. And now Robinson the other way. Blocks by Josh O'Garo, but then the Bobcats throw it.
Yeah, really good action by both teams on the defensive end the last 2 possessions. An unfortunate turnover there for the Cats after they were able to get another stop.
Seamster the step through in the finish. Three-point Maverick lead. 5.5 to go. Can the Bobcats respond? Drennan trying to take Robinson off the dribble. A near turnover, but then a foul out at center court called against Cade Douglas.
Yeah, Texas State was very fortunate there. Ball was over. Tyrell Morgan tried to save the backcourt, was able to get it to Gums, and an inadvertent bump there by Douglas is going to put Gums on the free throw line.
Great effort on the part of Tyrell Morgan to save that for being an over and back.
Definitely. I mean, I don't know many folks who could have got to that basketball, been able to elevate, not gotten the call, and then have the mindset to be able to identify and find Gums. It's just amazing.
We spoke about that important stretch really for both teams, both the Mavericks and the Bobcats. How would both play with Deontay Smith and Lance Ware on the bench? Well, those two are now back into the game.
Yeah, both teams have went back sort of with their starters. You got Pope back on the floor for Texas State, O'Garo, Dawson, Gums, and Morgan. Same thing for the Mavericks have got their starting core back in.
Smith for 3. Huge shot, Deontay Smith. His big game continues. He's got 24, and the Mavericks have opened up a 6-point lead.
Yeah, he is playing lights out today.
Gums on the drive all the way in. It's blocked by Seamster. Saved to Tyrell Morgan. Morgan off the window. Makes it a 4-point game.
That's a big play by Tyrell Morgan over Lance Ware to be able to get that bucket in. 4-point game. Team's got to get down. Texas State's got to get down and guard, get a stop.
Robinson to Ware again.
Great execution on the high screen there. Gums got caught up in it, left the roller wide open. The Mavericks made him pay.
Twice Robinson has found Ware for dunks in this half. And then a foul called against UTA. Get it against Rayshon Seamster. And the Bobcats will have the 1-and-1 coming up.
Yeah, both teams, credit to UTA, the last few possessions on the offensive end, they have executed perfection, getting the shot they want, whether it's a pick and roll, really putting a lot of stress on Texas State's defense, haven't been able to recover quick enough and ended up giving up buckets at the basket.
Morgan misses the front end. And
That's,
here comes UTA with a 6-point lead and possession.
Yeah, 2 critical front ends missed, one by Gums and one by Morgan.
Robinson all the way. Seamster with a putback.
You've got to be impressed by this Maverick team that come back down at halftime.
Benson into the corner to Dawson. His pass deflected and taken away by Burford. All UTA right now. Burford going coast to coast. Can't finish. Seamster can. Timeout, Texas State.
Up in the paint right now. You look at the points in the paint, you and I during that break. UTA is leading 46-24, and that hasn't happened very frequently with Texas State this year. They've been dominating in the paint like we just see there with Tylen Pope and a big dunk.
A dunk the Bobcats needed. They get a bucket, but they really need stops. Haven't gotten many of those in the second half.
Yeah,
UTA 61% shooting in this half.
Yeah, that's the huge key, as you mentioned it, Brant. Nail on the head. Texas State has got to lock in on defense and get some stops down this last 3-minute stretch of the game.
Pass knocked away by Tyrell Morgan. Here's Morgan the other way, off the window, can't finish it. And the ball last touched by Dylan Dawson. It's going to go back to UTA.
Coach Johnson from the Bobcats is not happy about that call. Obviously, Texas State's got to get down and sit down in defense and get another stop. Mavericks going to sort of try to take the air out of the ball, use as much time as they can on the clock.
A 3-possession lead for UTA. Robinson. Now Seamster against Benson. Backs him down. Benson falls down, and it's an offensive foul called against Rayshawn Seamster.
Yeah, good job there by Benson. Again, you've got a huge mismatch, an interior guy versus a perimeter guy. And, you know, if you can get that bump and sell it, that's exactly what Benson did to get out of that situation.
Yeah, Seamster is fouled out of the game. So with that, UTA allotted some time to bring in his sub. Going to be Brandon Talbot. Coming up next for these two teams, the Mavericks and their WAC opener facing off against Tarleton State. Meanwhile, the Bobcats on the road opening a 4-game road swing at Marshall this coming Thursday in Sun Belt Conference play.
Yeah, and Seamster's played well tonight. 13 points, has really hit the glass hard for the Mavericks. They're going to miss him in this last 2 minutes of the ball game.
8-point game coming up on the final 2 minutes. Here's Gums off the screen. Picked up by Deontay Smith. Now Tylen Pope and draws a foul. Stops the clock, 2:01 to go. And 2 huge free throws coming up here for Tylen Pope.
Yeah, Texas State has got to be able to knock down some free throws down the stretch. You've had Morgan and Gums miss the front end of 1-and-1s in this last little span. They've got to make sure they're getting points at the free throw line to cut this lead.
Pope now 7 of 7 from the line today. That's 15 points. In and out. Rebound Ware. This remains a 3-possession lead for UTA. Robinson going to use some clock. Now Robinson attacks, puts up a shot. Last touch by Colton Benson, but they're going to go back and look at this.
Yeah, I think it's good. The officials are going to take a look at this. It was hard to tell sort of from this angle. It almost looked like the ball slipped out of Brody Robinson's hands more than Benson blocking the shot. But they'll get a look at it in the monitor and make a determination.
Big call in this game. If you're the Bobcats, if this call is reversed, you get the basketball back with 1:37 to go in a 3-possession game. You need this call to go your way.
Yeah, you really do. They've got to get stops. You know, giving UTA any more points at this point is going to be really make it difficult for Texas State to come away with a W today.
Got two good looks there. I didn't see the ball touch a Bobcat.
Yeah, and it did not look like Colton Benson blocked it or caromed off of him. So we'll see what the officials come up with. They're going to have the third official go in and take a look. And like you said, this is a big call for either team. If UTA does get the ball back, they're going to have to be aware of the shot clock. They've only got 7 seconds left to get up an attempt. You know, but for them right now with a 3-possession lead, yeah, they want to score, but more than anything, they want that clock to roll.
Officials still looking things over.
Yeah.
And the call is overturned. It's going to be Texas State basketball.
Yeah, and again, I think, the officials doing their due diligence. You know, you appreciate that. It's going to be Texas State ball. I'm sort of surprised that UTA isn't up a little more, pressuring Texas State at this point to take some time off the clock, not letting Texas State just come down and get an offense. But you also don't want to open up those lanes for the Bobcats either.
Minute 30 left. Benson picked up by Burford. Now the switch, Deontay Smith guards him. Morgan. Out of the double team, finds Tyler Pope, and Pope draws a foul. That again stops the clock with 1:16 to go and a chance to cut into the lead from the free throw line.
Yeah, really good. Tyrell Morgan got in a bad position down there on the baseline. Double teamed, was able to elevate, throw out of it, get the ball to Pope. Pope spun around, and I believe the foul was on Robinson. Is that what you said, Brent? Robinson, again, a little bit of a grab there on the arm when he spun around.
One more foul shot for Tyler Pope. 16-point night. 8 of 9 for the line. 9 of 10 makes it a 5-point game.
We've got 2 possessions, 1:15 left in the game. Texas State again is going to pressure up, trying to take some time off, but more than anything, seeing if they can get a unfortunate turnover.
Instead of foul called against Colton Benson, foul Brody Robinson, who is the top free throw shooter on this Maverick team, and one of the top foul shooters out of the WAC.
Yeah, and that's one of those, you know, it's so hard as a defender not to want to reach in and try to get that basketball, just to try to slide your feet and get in front, let him run into your body. And again, it's one of those, Robinson was sort of in a really bad position on the sideline over here.
Robinson 2-2 for the line today. 81% for the year. The front end is good. That second free throw extends the possession lead to 3, 77-70.
That was a big possession, a big free throw there for the Mavericks. Again, pressing up, not going to make it easy for Texas State to get down, wanting to take some time off the clock.
And a turnover by the Bobcats off the hands of Tyrell Morgan, and UTA calling for time, a chance of salt. Inbound to the backcourt to Robinson. And there's a foul from Dylan Dawson.
You know, and you don't get the luxury of picking who you foul, and that would not, of course, been your first choice, as you've already mentioned. Robinson is one of the best free throw shooter on the Mavericks, but you've got to stop the clock right now. That's the greatest enemy for Texas State.
19 fouls, the UTA in the 1-and-1. And Robinson calmly knocks them both down.
Still a 3-possession game.
Bobcats can't use too much clock here. Down to the final 40 seconds, down by 9. Dawson for the top, a contested 3, and he's fouled in the act of shooting by Burford.
Yeah, ill-advised foul there by Burford. You want to get up there close as you can, you know, really make it difficult for Dawson to get a clean look, but you've got to give him just a little space where he can come down cleanly.
A perfect scenario if you're Texas State, foul shooting 3, but you have to convert.
Yeah, and that's one of the things Texas State has, you know, led the Sun Belt Conference in free throw shooting, 77% for the year, and you've seen multiple misses down the stretch right now for Texas State. Not the same guy. It's been different guys, which has just not been happening this season for the Bobcats. Free throw shooting, you know, Brant, we've talked about before, is critical down the stretch, especially in games like this that are tight. You have to take advantage and hit every single one of those when you get down 4 to 5 minutes left in the ball game.
Dawson goes 2 of 3. Talbot into Ware. He's the one that's fouled. Ware also a good free throw shooter, 77% this season, 2 of 4 today. A player that's really turned things on in the second half. Lance Ware now with his 3rd straight double-double. 18 points, 12 rebounds so far tonight. Now the double bonus, sinks the first free throw. Short on the second. Dawson, short on a 3, rebound Burford. Bobcats not fouling, and UTA can dribble it out. What a gutsy road win today for the UTA Mavericks.
Yeah, you got to tip your cap. Coach Turner's team played well today. I know this is a great response. They had gotten beat at Liberty before the break. He was disappointed in their effort. This is a big response for them and a great ball game by the Mavericks.
The final horn sounds as UTA picks up a win in San Marcos for the first time in a non-conference game. They end their 3-game losing skid of the series, and they pick up their 2nd road win of the season. A lot checked off the to-do list for UTA as they win today by a final score of 80-72. Our play of the game coming up next after this. From San Marcos, final score again, the Mavericks 80, Bobcats 72. Back after this on ESPN+.